One of the most important things that authors can do is to get on social media and scroll through the content. The problem comes when you don't do it with the correct intentionality. So what is the difference between just scrolling on your phone and actually doing research? So when it comes to this, you have to have an intention. You have to have a specific mindset for doing this, because anybody can get on social media and scroll. You can scroll for 20 minutes, you can scroll for an hour, you can scroll for an entire day. We've seen people do this, but scrolling for the sake of scrolling doesn't help you to grow as an author. There is a way to do this. So you can have fun, you can be entertained, you can learn new things, but you can do it in a way that makes you more profitable. When you are scrolling on your social media, you have to go into it with a research mindset. You are looking for a couple of different things, and you can decide what those things are. It can be a different thing you're looking for every day, or it can be this overarching list of things that you're just being mindful of as you're scrolling. I love to scroll because I'm always learning, I'm always getting new ideas, I'm always elevating who I am as a person in this industry and in this career, and it makes my life a lot easier. I'm saving time and effort while also consuming what's going on. So it's important to scroll to know what's happening in the industry. Follow BookTok. But you also need to follow other entities, because you're not going to learn as much from BookTok as you are from other places. So you want to be looking for what gets you to stop the scroll. As you're scrolling, what catches your eye? Is it the length of the person on the screen? Like, is it up close where we're clearly holding a hand, holding that? Or is it further away, looking more professional while it's on a tripod with professional lighting or professional backgrounds? Is it the text on the screen? Is it the words that they're saying? Is it the topic? Is it the colors that are on the screen? Is it the way that the text and the font looks? Is it the captions? What gets your attention? It can be more than one thing, but take mental note. If you need to take real notes, feel free. Snap screenshots anytime you see something that catches your idea or captures your attention and gets you an idea. Screenshot that. Keep it in your phone so you can go back and revisit it without having to stop to take notes. But you're actively looking for what will stop the scroll. You're also looking for topics. Now, you don't want to take somebody else's topics. You want to spin off of that. So if somebody's talking about how they did this thing in their career, you can think of, oh, well, how did I do this other thing? Can I talk about that? If somebody is showing off how they designed their book cover, you can pop up and say, these are my favorite things about my book cover, or this is what I use in my book cover marketing. If somebody's doing a walkthrough of their book, you can do a walkthrough of your book, but focus on a different element. Focus on something like your chapter headers or the way that the pages are created. You can focus on other areas and get ideas from the content that you're scrolling through. So yeah, you can scroll through and just kind of what they call doom scrolling, and they just watch what's there. But if you pay attention, you can gain so much knowledge that you don't have to struggle for ideas later. You can come up with such great ideas for content. You can be creating long form, short form, horizontal, vertical, it doesn't matter. You can come up with tons of ideas. You can even come up with ideas for your next novel. There are so many valuable pieces of information out there in the book community and aside from the book community. And I highly recommend paying attention to not the book community. The book community in general has great ideas for marketing and your novels and community and conversations and what people really like. It also has a ton of drama, and you can learn from all of those things. You can get great ideas, but get outside of this space, because you can't be innovative if you're just copying what's already inside of the space. When BookTok first started, I brought a ton of authors in, and a bunch of authors took what was a really beautiful space on BookTok and turned it into page flip things. I don't love them. But people made things that were profitable out of them. And so it worked for them. And so if you go to BookTok now, you kind of see the same marketing over and over again. You're not innovating. You're not new. You're not adding anything to the conversation. And that means you're just going to be a small fish in a big pond. It's not going to really catch people's attention. You might get some, you might not. Looking at other industries, other spaces, and what people are doing to innovate over there, if you can take those ideas and then bring those new fresh concepts to the book space, you're going to do way better. That's how I 7x'd my book sales in just a few months on TikTok, because I took really cool things that were happening in other spaces and brought them with a new, unique twist with those bookish things into the book space. I was one of the first to create those conversations back and forth. I would do reader convos and author convos, and now we see tons of people spinning off, even getting book deals off of their spinoffs of what I did, because I saw other people creating content where they were having two characters talk back and forth about a topic, and I brought it to the book world, and then the book world latched onto that and did really well with it for a really long period of time. Innovation is really important. So if you can look outside of the book space and then take those things and tweak them and bring them in with a bookish perspective, you're going to do incredibly well. So go ahead. This is your permission to scroll on social media. I will say, if you're going to be doing this and you don't want to just sit there and scroll for 3 hours, Set a time limit, set a timer, and you're going to every day for 15 to 20 minutes study social media. That gives you the opportunity to watch content, to engage, to comment on things, to share things with your friends, but it also gives you research time. And this is really valuable because if you do not stay relevant, you will get left in the past. You must know what's going on. You must be able to innovate. You must be able to create. And if you aren't studying it, you can't do that and you will get left behind. You will not be able to be a profitable or famous author, and it's not going to work to your favor. So yeah, I do recommend at least 20 minutes of scrolling per day, just about every day, so that you know what's going on. You can be relevant, you can be creative, and get easy ideas for your content so that you don't have to sit there for 3 hours trying to figure out what to do. I would rather have you take a little bit of time to do all this good for your business and not have to do it figuring it out later. I would use your time wisely. Use your time on social media wisely. Use your time in general wisely, but research is important. Scroll on social media. It's one of the easiest ways to do your research. Drop your questions down below and follow along for more helpful tips navigating the world of being an author, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your least stressful author year ever and your most profitable author year. We'll see you tomorrow.